social universe, where you learn the secrets of the social media through the social universe, and in many cases, the secrets of the universe itself. Today, we are talking about one very, very simple secret of the universe, and that is that health and attraction relate to the social media. And how that works is we're not talking about attraction from the standpoint of you're looking for a new, somebody to date. We're talking about if you can look healthy inside of your image inside of the social media, that looks like the type of person somebody would want to do business with. And I want to talk a little bit about my own story, lest anybody who's listening or watching on YouTube, and yes, don't forget to go out there onto YouTube, type in Social Universe, and for this particular show, type in Social Universe Orange Theory, and you'll be able to pull up a lot of related material to Orange Theory and the social universe. So what I want to talk about today is how you can increase your image in the social media. And there's a couple of things that have happened in the social media, and I'm going to relate a little bit about my own personal story. The social media always from the very beginning was a bit voyeur. For those of you who that's a big word, voyeur has to do with people wanting to observe other people in one form or another, and not necessarily with them knowing. So that's social media. If you think about Mark Zuckerberg and the reason why he created Facebook in the first place, it was so that all the guys on campus could compare all the girls on campus and figure out who was the cutest girl and have a voting of who the cutest girls were on campus, women were on campus. And so that was the kind of everybody looks at Facebook as the birth of social media. It was just the first biggest thing that arrived in the social media. But the point is, it's all about your image, and that's what social media has been from its inception. So if you just face the hard, cold facts, then you translate that into business. It's not so much that people want to see you because they want to find out how cute you are. They want to know how handsome you are, whatever the case may be. But people want to see who's behind the business. If there's a doctor's office, they want to know who the doctors are, and they want to be able to see you in your social media setting and find out what you're like. Maybe if they find out that their doctor's vegan from looking at Facebook, then they're going to relate to that. The carnivores might run the other way. It just depends on what image that you want to create for yourself. If you happen to be a holistic practitioner, or if you're a doctor of varying degrees and kinds. So you always want to pay attention to the image that you create in the social media. Part of that image is just being the healthiest person that you can be, no matter what your image is. I don't care whether you have a tattoo parlor and you want to look as healthy as you can. We all know that a tattoo on an unhealthy person, that's not very attractive. But you can put a tattoo on a very attractive person, very healthy person, and that tattoo, I hate to say it because I'm an anti-tattoo person, it actually could be slightly attractive depending on the situation. So obviously the setting and who you are makes a difference to your image, no matter what kind of image, whether you're trying to give the bad boy image or you're trying to be a business person in a suit. If you are in shape and if you look good, that matters inside of the social media, and no longer can you hide behind who you were. I mean, Bill Gates actually broke that mold when he finally came out in the media. Who created those computers anyway? That's where the stardom of geekdom came into play, and then it was okay to look like a geek, but you still had to look like the coolest geek that you could. And so there was a lot of that went into play about how to become the coolest geek. And also, I guarantee you, if Bill Gates had actually because I use him because he was, one of the early birds as far as becoming. He was probably most the victim of voyeurism before social media existed. Everybody wanted to know who Bill Gates was, what he was doing. He was a movie star before social media existed, or I should say a social media star before social media even existed. So setting all that aside, I think we can all agree that people want to know who's behind the business, and when they get to know who's behind the business, they want to know that it's somebody that they can respect. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about me and my experience and the respect that I've received in the business world when I was 100 pounds heavier than I am right now versus the weight that I am at right now. So I actually always was a very successful person. It's kind of been my brand, is that success has always followed me, or I've been able to associate very closely with success. And essentially they had the Midas touch. Everything that I touched turned to gold, and it was wonderful. But then I lost my touch for a while, and I had all kinds of theories about why I lost that touch. Was it because I was getting older? Was I was no longer as youthful as I used to be? However, in the ways that I was succeeding and the success that I was having, age should have solidified my career success rather than detracting from it. And so just a lot of things I theorized and theorized. It's amazing how blind we can be. Okay, one day my wife sat me down and said, you know what, honey, I lost 10 pounds working out. Would you like to join me? And I realized that she'd made a couple of kind of my memory pulled back. She gets so mad when I tell this story. But I had made a couple of comments about The Biggest Loser, and I realized, you know what, on the scale tells me that I'm gaining a lot of weight, but I was just crossing my fingers hoping that nobody noticed. Trust me, when the scale says you weigh more, people's eyeballs tell them you weigh more. They don't have to wait for the scale to say this guy gained 50 pounds. They know that you gained 50 pounds. It shows up in your face, it shows up in your waistline, it shows up in your legs, it shows up when you turn your neck to the right or the left. It just shows up, and your face looks puffy. And sometimes only 10 pounds. When 10 pounds shows up, you for sure know that 50 pounds shows up. And if 50 pounds shows up, you for sure know that 100 pounds shows up. So you can imagine what I look like. And right about that time, we had gone out, what we call the Fathers and Sons outing. And that was, you have a camping trip with a bunch of other fathers who are also having a camping trip with their sons. And the next day after the camping, we camped that night. And the next day we were playing softball. And I figured, I've always been an athlete, and I love being an athlete. But the reality is that they snapped some pictures, they put it into a collage, and then they put it up for everybody to see. And I saw that picture, and I was looking for myself. I couldn't find myself. And I finally found myself, that roly-poly, round guy. And I was heartbroken. How did I become that round guy? That guy that was almost as broad as he was tall. How did I become that guy? And it was a real awakening, that combination of my wife saying I lost 10 pounds working out, would you like to join me? Along with that picture, well, what a rude awakening. Along with the fact that that scale was telling me that I was pretty heavy. And I decided, you know what, it's time for a change. It's time for a change. So I actually changed my eating habits. I actually changed my exercise habits. But a couple of things I want to say is that just going to the gym is not where it's at. And this is what I like about Orange Theory. Orange Theory has a three-way combination where they address how you eat for nutrition and calories. They also have a place to go work out, like a normal gym would. But they also have a personal trainer on site for everyone. You don't have to go in there and search out a personal trainer, and then that's a $100 upgrade per 30 minutes and all of that. That Orange Theory location, you walk in, you immediately have a personal trainer who is working out with you every time. It's a wonderful experience. Now, I do need to share with you, it's no pain, no gain. So if you want to go in there and have somebody, put you on the jiggle machine and then you jiggle 10 pounds away and you don't even get your heart rate up, that's not Orange Theory. Go prepared to work out, to sweat, and to have a really good time with other people who are in your situation as well. Now, I will share with you that that the people who go tend to be going there because they want to get in shape. There are quite a few people there who also are already in shape and want to get more in shape, but the majority of those used to not be in shape. Now they're in shape and they know the formula to get in shape, and so they stay in shape. And so there's some really beautiful, wonderful people there, and there's also people like the rest of us that probably want to lose 20 or 30 pounds, and there's a few that are like me in that 100-pound range where, you know, you're gonna lose quite a bit of poundage if you want to get down to where you want to be. So that's my story and why getting my social media image was so important. Now let me share something with you. What happened when I lost that 100 pounds? Everything changed. Everything changed. When it came time to get behind the microphone, I mean, I was a public speaker. This is after I lost weight, okay? So I was a public speaker, giving a big gig. And afterward, the general manager of Voice America approached me and said, we absolutely need to have you on a radio show with us. And that began my career in radio. So I want to say thanks to Brandy Jackson for pulling me in and getting me involved in Voice America. And it's been a great experience. I now have 2 talk shows and soon to add a third that I'm working on here in Voice America. So it's been a great experience. But what I want to share with everyone is that not only did I start a career in radio, but I don't think we'd have nearly 1 million views on our YouTube channel if I were looking more like Chris Christie. And if Chris Christie wants to cry and moan and get upset because if somebody said that he wasn't looking as healthy as he could be, this is what I have to say to Chris Christie. Good job. I mean, I know that it took a lot to swallow your pride and say, okay, fair enough. I shouldn't be eating donuts on David Letterman, and that I really should be losing weight. And so he went out there and took some relatively extreme measures to get out there and lose some weight. He looks a lot better, as all of us. He probably has a long way to go to where he wants to be, but he's taken those steps, and I think that's something that makes a lot of us respect Chris Christie in that particular situation. And let me tell you somebody else who should respect him more than any of us. That's his family, because his family, I'm assuming, they want him around for a long time. And if you're going to do something like run for president, I think he's kind of let it out of the bag. He's going to be running for president. His image matters, and if you can't control your personal life, and if you don't have enough discipline to discipline yourself in your own life, how can you discipline your business and lead a good, strong business? Now, I'm not saying you can't, because there's plenty of people who love to eat and who are obese, who run great positions in great companies, but we're in a social media age where people want to know who you are, and so your career will be fast-tracked. That's all I'm trying to say. Your career, whether it's because you want customers that come in and want to meet you, or whether it's like happened to me, job offers started coming and opportunities, business opportunities. I mean, I have to turn down very, very often. I have to turn down opportunities that could be career changers for me, and it's, even though I turn them down, I absolutely love the fact that those career opportunities are there. So if you want to turn around your business, if you want to turn around your image in the social media, if you want to turn around, if you're in a situation like I was in, where I really was looking for that next big thing and it found me, it's amazing what will find you if you look the part. If you don't look the part, it won't find you. I'm not saying you won't find it, but I am saying you've got to look the part, and if you look the part, you have much higher percentage chance of getting to where you want to go. Now, looks isn't everything. It's a percentage of the entire arithmetic of the formula of success in life. But today we're just talking about one part of the formula to be able to have success in life. So now let's talk about Orange Theory again. The idea of Orange Theory is that when you go in to work out, you're given a strap to strap around the bottom, the upper part of basically your sternum. It goes around your sternum, around your back, and then it has a heart monitor that is clipped into that, and so then you know what your heart rate is during the entire experience. Now, I need to share something else. Not only did I lose with Orange Theory, did I lose 10 pounds in the first week, but I also, in the first couple weeks, Now, and you realize, I know that I'm cheating a little bit here, saying that I lost 10 pounds in the first week. Second week was Thanksgiving, so we're gonna have to forgive that one. But at least I came out net zero. Okay, so that's very important. That if you're imbibing all kinds of calories, that you have that ability to not have gained any weight during Thanksgiving. At least I went up and then went back down, and I'm right back to where I should be. Now it's a matter of losing weight again. I'm making it public that I want to lose another 20 pounds, so we're going to kind of document my experience in the next 4 weeks or so and see how well I do in losing. Essentially 4 weeks is 5 pounds a week times 4 weeks, that's 20 pounds. Then if I get that goal, then I might even win the contest. But as we talked about, the contest that I'm in, I actually can't win the $2,500 prize. But all of you who do want to go into an Orange Theory, and in particular I recommend Orange Theory in Tempe, which is on Guadalupe and McClintock on the southwest side. So if you are somebody who's in the Tempe, Chandler, Gilbert area, Phoenix, Mesa, go down to that location and enroll and watch for those events. $2,500, that's quite a good little pot of money, and a great incentive. To me, it's more important to gain. Okay, let's say that you lose by a half a percentage point and you don't get the $2,500, but you lost 15 pounds, or you do like me, which is my goal is to lose 30 pounds overall. If you get that goal, then that's good enough. Almost as valuable, if not more valuable. In fact, I would argue it's much, much more valuable to lose that 30 pounds than it is to gain that $2,500. But we all need that incentive. That's why I'm making it public. So I want to publicly embarrass myself if I don't get my goal. And so we all do it in different ways. Some of us get, and I would recommend this, an accountability partner. Maybe find somebody who's an accountability partner that will participate in Orange Theory with you. So take a friend, go down there and enroll. They'll give you a day or two free, and you can check it out and just kind of get a feel for what it's about. And remember though, they work you out pretty hard. So don't be unforgiving if you're a little bit sore the next day. Come back and keep working through it, and you're going to have a great experience. You'll lose a lot of weight. And so when we come back from break, we're going to talk more about the science of Orange Theory and why the science of Orange Theory works. So to kind of recap this segment, what we've talked about is the why you should get in shape. The reason that you should get in shape is so that you look as good as you possibly can. No, we're not all going to be Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, but we are going to look the best that we can look. We're going to look very healthy, and we're going to be able to improve our image. So these are all things that are very important to your image and your career, and I can provide that testimonial and the testimony that if you lose that weight, not only will your career have a great change, but everything about your life will change in a holistic, wonderful way. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to have more energy. The people around you will be more motivated by the extra energy that you have. You're going to sleep better. Everything improves when you start getting in shape. I can't say enough about that. So when we come back from break, we're going to talk about the science of Orange Theory and why it works, why it's working on me, and then we're going to talk about some supplemental things that if you are going to participate in Orange Theory, some recommendations that I would make so that you can get the best experience out of Orange Theory both in the gym and outside the gym. So don't go away. We'll be right back after the break. This is Kurt Wilhelm, the host of The Social Universe here on World Talk Radio and Voice America. We'll be right back.